So hello and welcome back po muli sa ating munting channel, no? So check natin ulit tong Albion. So, yung Albion online, no? So ito daw yung best RMT daw, no? So kung plano nyo mag RMT, ito yata ang pinaka-best, no? So magkakaroon to ng Asia server. So para ayan, Asia server, 1 hour and 21 minutes na lang. So magpa 5 o'clock na ngayon, no? So kanina 30 minutes na lang to. Nadagdagan na naman ng 1 hour, no? So padagdag ng padagdag. So sa mga nag-aantay ditong Albion Online na to, good news to para sa inyo dahil mag-start na to ngayong araw na March 20. So paano ba laruin to? Check natin tong ano na, ayun, start your Albion Online journey, right? So actually natry lang natin to saglit lang. So panoorin natin kung paano ang kanyang game.
You completed the tutorial and now wonder what your next step should be. Well, this video is for you.
Ayan, welcome to Albion daw. So,
in Albion, you will explore
basic guide
massive
nila to, so
open
panoorin
world,
lang
fight
natin.
your way through dungeons, gather resources, farm, craft, and engage in solo, small-scale, or massive battles with other players.
So kung naglaro kayo ng ng Alods dati, no? Alods online, halos may similarity sila ng itsura.
You have to complete the tutorial. It will guide you through the very basics of the game. Once the tutorial is completed, you will land in a starter town, where Albion will completely open up to you.
Alam ko masyadong complex tong
Albion
laro na to,
Online
tapos
is a
wala tong
sandbox
auto.
game, which means you may go wherever
So,
and do whatever you
mo to
wish.
manually.
This can be a bit overwhelming at first, but you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly.
What to do after the tutorial?
Your primary goal in the beginning is to gain fame. Fame functions like experience points, which will help you unlock more gear, and through gear, you gain access to more abilities. Combat fame is earned by defeating mobs. You can see your progress by opening the Destiny board and then selecting the skill you are developing. Immediately upon completing the tutorial, you can visit the Expedition Master near the center of any starting town. You can't miss the big glowing blue portal. Expeditions offer a convenient way to access a quick challenge and plenty of combat fame. You can also earn an extra reward for the first expedition you complete each day. If you're ready for a greater challenge, seek out a random solo dungeon in the wilderness. Completing a Tier 3 dungeon is within your reach, and you will earn more silver and loot than you would from an expedition. After completing just 1 or 2 dungeons or expeditions, you'll unlock Tier 3 or even Tier 4 weapons and armor. Plus, you'll have some silver to spend to equip yourself in new gear. You'll also reach Journeyman Adventure, which lets you equip riding horses and transport oxen. Go to the market and search for the type of equipment or mount you want, and use the filter system to narrow things down. If you're interested in gathering resources for fun and profit, buy a bag and some Tier 2 gathering tools from the market, and head out into the surrounding wilderness. Albion has 5 biomes. Depending on the type of biome you're in, you can expect to find the following resources. Forests are the best place for finding wood. If you want to mine ore, head for the mountains.
So may
Swamps have
mining, may
more fiber
housing
to
din
gather
yata
than
to
any
eh.
other biome.
Gathering,
Steppes
meron
are
din.
teeming with hide animals. And the largest deposit of stone can be found in the highlands. Each biome also has 2 other types of resources, though in much smaller quantities. The resources you've gathered can be refined into materials, which are then used to craft weapons and armor. But don't get sidetracked trying to craft your own gear. Unless you enjoy gathering and...
So kita nyo na napakadaming gagawin, no? So, kung gusto nyo laruin to, i-try to, kailangan medyo focus ka sa laro, no? Pero sabi nila maganda naman daw yung game, no? Pero hindi ko pa siya na-try totally, no?
crafting, simply buy your gear from the marketplace. Let other players do the hard work for you in exchange for silver.
Ayun, yung silver.
Joining a
no?
guild is an
parang
important
binibenta.
step in your Albion Online journey. This will give you friends and allies, or perhaps even access to a guild island or hideouts in the wilderness. Open the guild
Parang siyang Warcraft, no? World of Warcraft.
finder, then choose the language of the guild you are looking for and browse the recommendations. Or click or tap the guild filter tab and search based on specific details. Once you got some tier 4 weapons and armor equipped, locate your nearest major city on the world map. That may be Bridgewatch, Fort Sterling, Limhurst, Martlock,
Grabe yung map, napakalaki.
or Thetford. Make your way to the city to begin the next chapter of your adventure. But first,
PB is nothing to be afraid of. PB.
Albion Online features player versus player combat.
Ito
Depending
yung
on
sinasabi nila, no? Maganda daw yung player base nito, yung PvP nito. Kumbaga, nasa, tag dito, skill base, player base yung ano yan. Kumbaga, kung magaling ka talaga maglaro, sabi nila, makakasurvive ka doon sa PvP.
on the zone you're in, PvP can result in knockdowns or in death. In lethal PvP, players who are killed lose all their items.
Siyempre, may ano dito, may shop. So, advantage pa rin yung mga tinatawag nilang whalers, no? Mga whales, o mga balyena.
But don't worry, with a little knowledge you can avoid losing your items. Or avoid PvP combat entirely.
Nadadrop pala yung ano, item mo pag natatalo ka sa PvP.
Check the color of the zone on the world map or minimap. The colored icon next to the zone name indicates the consequences of PvP combat. Here's what you need to know. In blue zones, you cannot be killed or looted. In yellow zones, you can be attacked by other players, but not killed or looted. You only get knocked down.
So basically, may map na ano, PvP zone at may map na neutral zone.
In PvP zones, colored in red or black, you can be killed and lose the items you're carrying, or kill your enemies and take their loot.
Yun, so pag pumatay ka, pwede mo kunin yung loot ng kalaban na napatay mo, no? Pag napatay ka naman, na-drop ka, madadrop ka ng item, so malas mo. So kailangan player base talaga.
Keep in mind, you will never lose your hard-earned silver or gold if killed or knocked down by players or monsters. If you want to attack other players, click or tap the blue button next to your avatar to flag yourself as hostile. You can now attack other players, but beware, when you are hostile, you can be attacked by anyone. Here are some tips on how to survive in PvP situations. A red or orange name tag indicates a hostile player. Keep an eye on the edges of your screen and watch for incoming hostiles. If you're on foot, stay near your mount at all times and be ready for a quick escape. Avoid carrying too much weight. Carrying too many items can slow you
So
down.
ibig sabihin, yung mount, pag iniwan mo sa isang lugar at malayo, pupuntahan mo pa yung mount. Kasi stay within your mount daw no?
Which means enemies have an easier time of catching up.
Kumbaga yung mount hindi automatic na magsasamon sa tabi mo. Babalikan mo siya kung saan mo siya iniwan.
Speed is key to survival. Make sure to select abilities, especially on your boots, that allow you to escape the quickest. In red zones, you can see how many hostile players are currently in your zone by checking the minimap. If the number is extremely high, it might be best to get out of there. The minimap also shows large groups of players as colored circles. Avoid these unless you're looking for a fight. A skull on the minimap indicates a player has recently been killed there. If you want to avoid a fight, keep away from these areas.
Pag may ganyan, may napatay. Ito yung bilang ng mga PvP ng PPK sa loob ng.
If you're attacked, fighting back will prevent you from leaving the zone until your character is out of combat.
Siguro kung competitive ka talaga sa game, maganda talaga to.
It may be safer not to fight back so you can escape quicker. And finally, the tip every Albion player lives by. Don't go into PvP zones with items you cannot afford to lose.
So yun lang, no?
Establishing yourself in one of the 5 cities is a good starting point. You will have immediate access to a variety of content and opportunities. Enlist in your city's faction and fight in an ongoing war against the other royal cities and earn valuable rewards. Fight in the arena or the crystal arena with no risk of item loss. Or when you're ready, join the prestigious Full Loot Crystal League. Learn a trade skill, refine raw materials, or craft powerful weapons and armor to strengthen your guild or line your pockets at the marketplace. Become a transport merchant and move valuable items to more profitable destinations. Buy a player island of your very own where you can build houses, farm crops, and raise animals. Venture outside the safety of the city's walls into the open world and take on increasingly difficult dungeons alone or with friends. Gather natural resources in the wilderness to supply crafters across Albion. Catch a variety of fish in rivers, lakes, and oceans of the world. Experiment with a vast selection of weapons, armor, and equipment. Remember, there are no classes in Albion Online. You can freely combine gear to find your ideal build.
So
Battle through corrupted dungeons and hellgates for a combination of PvE and PvP content. Make your
Competitive
way into
'tong
the
laro na 'to.
mists and discover myth.
Ano, tingin ko competitive talaga 'tong laro na 'to. Hindi siya puwede sa mga kagaya naman naka-auto play.
Mythical creatures and the lost city of Brazilian. Eventually, you may even decide to explore the roads of Avalon, or the massive continent to the north, the Outlands. Here, you'll face the utmost risk, and with risk comes great reward. Make a name for yourself and your guild by completing in guild seasons, conquering territories and castles. Ready to get started? Get out there and begin exploring the world, making friends, and overcoming your foes. Build up your character by earning fame and riches. In Albion Online, you get to choose.
So ayun 'no, basic na mga dapat mong tandaan 'pag nag-start ka na dito sa laro 'no. Hopefully na ano niyo, gets niyo yung game 'no. Medyo competitive talaga yung so far ayan, ang time natin ngayon is 5 PM. So may 1 hour and 11 minutes pa. Hindi natin alam kung madadagdagan pa yan 'no, kasi nadagdagan pa yan kanina. Kanina 30 minutes na lang 'to, eh. So dinownload ko na 'to, eh. Ano ba yun? Ayan 'no, na-download na natin yan, eh. Kaso, extend ng extend yung ano, yung oras niya 'no. Kasi hindi mo 'to mape-play hangga't kung wala kang Founders Pack, 'no. So kailangan meron bumili ka ng Founders para malaro mo siya in advance. So ngayon yung mga free player sa Asia server 'no, mag-o-open yan 1 hour na. So kung susundin 'tong, oras na 'to, mga ano yan, time check tayo is 5:04. So mga 6 o'clock, mga 6:10 gano'n, 20. Kung hindi ma-adjust yung time 'no. So yun lang ang shinare ko lang. So Albion Online 'no, ah, magla-live na yung server nito 'no. So best for RMT daw 'to 'no, sa mga mahilig mag-RMT at masisipag maglaro. Ito na yung game siguro na inaantay niyo 'no. So hanggang dito lang tayo sa video and thank you ulit for watching. So bye-bye.